Saxophone pad leveling. This is repair video number 2. The engineering that has gone into making this saxophone is truly amazing. Each of the keys contains corks and felts and springs, and all of these things help to make the adjustments that make the saxophone play correctly. In my first video I showed you how I replace saxophone pads. Today I want to go into how I level those pads so that they seal evenly on the tone hole. These are the pad leveling tools I use, and they're tapered, as you can see. The ones with the handles are real handy for working on saxophone. This one here I use on clarinets and flutes mainly. To do any repair work on your saxophone, you're going to need a leak light. This is a real handy tool. You shove it down through the saxophone and then you check your pads for leaks by pressing the pad down and see if any light shines through. So we'll stick the light down into the saxophone, and I'll turn the saxophone around so you can see the lower stack of keys here. And there we are, and you can see the light shining up through the tone holes. Now today we're talking about leveling those pads. Sometimes when you press the key down, you can see the pad hitting one side of the tone hole before the other. When you press the key down, you want that pad to contact the tone hole at the same time all the way around. You don't want it to hit on one side before the other. Things even trickier, a lot of these keys, when you press one key, it presses another down, or maybe a third. And so these keys all have to work together. And so what I try to do is isolate each key one at a time when I'm doing my pad leveling. I'll illustrate this pad leveling technique on the low B and B flat key. Now these keys are both hitting on the back side of the tone hole before the pad makes contact in the front. And you can see the light as I press the key down. You can see that light coming out in the front. And so it's contacting back there before it does in the front of the key. Now we'll take our pad leveling tool and we stick it underneath the pad in the back because it's hitting there first. Now we're going to press down on the front of the key and actually bend that key down a little bit so that it'll hit in the front at the same time as it does in the back. Now with a little experience you'll be able to know how much pressure you put on that key. And with any luck here we're going to see if that pad makes contact in the front now. Oh, it's much better. See that? But it looks like to me, as I press the key down, it's still hitting a little bit in the back. So we'll bend it a little bit more. Now the B flat key is even worse. And so here we go. We'll take that leveling tool again, put it in the back, bend the key down, same routine, and try to get that pad level. Let's try it again here. Well, that's a lot better. See that? So that's basically how you level your pads. Now I'll take that light and I'll go down through the upper stack of keys here. And you can see when I put the light in there and let that key go down that it's got a real good seal. I'm trying to hold that saxophone so you can see those tone holes and see the light. But you take the leak light and you go down one key at a time until you've got them all checked. Here's a better angle. You can see how there's no light coming out anywhere. And sometimes you'll see just a little bit of light on one side or the other of the key, and you'll know you have to level the key. Or change the pad, because lots of times the pad is become hard, brittle, and they'll leak. That'll be the cause of the leak also. Bought this beautiful Selmer alto saxophone back in 1970, and I've done a fair amount of repair on it myself. But when it gets to the point where there's a lot of things wrong, and it maybe needs corks and felts and springs and different things, I'll take it to a professional repairman. So I hope this video helped you understand how we go about leveling pads on a saxophone. If you found the video helpful, how about hitting the like button and maybe even subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody.